Hey everyone, today we are on 5th Avenue and 110th Street, Cathedral Parkway on 5th Avenue. So we're on the east side, but the most northern part of Central Park. And on today's walking tour, we're going to be going up through Harlem, over to the west side of Manhattan and down through the Upper West Side. So let's go ahead and get this walking tour started. Once again, this is 5th Avenue. Right as you're coming over from the west side to the east side, 110th Street, Cathedral Parkway, and 5th Avenue. If we were to make a left down 5th, which is essentially the main drag, it'll take you to the main Apple store, the GM building, the Sherry Netherland Hotel, the Plaza Hotel. But for today's walk, we're actually going to be headed north a little bit, cruising through Harlem, but back down to the Upper West Side. It's October 2nd, 2024, beautiful day in Manhattan. We'll be seeing a lot of pre-war architecture today with those nice fire escapes. Much of a nice reprieve from the newer architecture of Midtown Manhattan. But also there's lots of newer developments mixed in on 110th Street, and even throughout a lot of Harlem is being redeveloped. This is Martin Luther King Jr. Towers. I believe this is part of the NYC system. (1350) Fifth Avenue. To the right, you have engine 58, ladder 26 for the FDNY, the New York City Fire Department. The Fire Factory, again, engine company 58, ladder company 26. We're now approaching East 115th Street. see a lot of these buildings have been redeveloped. We'll make a left on 116th. You'll notice how it says west. Here on the other side it says east. That's because Fifth Avenue is really the dividing line between west and east. Wow, these buildings are really beautiful, but many of them are in disrepair. They'll probably be set for demolition, and something new will probably be built in its place. This is the M16 Crosstown bus. Really tell the newer development from the older buildings. You can see here 13 West 116th Street. Also here you have with the Blink Fitness. These are newer condos and apartments as well. It almost looks like every single building on 116th Street has been redeveloped or is in the process thereof. I mean, look at this lot. This lot is in the process of being redeveloped. It'll probably be brand new apartments, as well as all brand new retail. The city does need more housing units in general, so I think overall it's a positive. With the astronomical rents in New York City, specifically Manhattan, really the only way to solve that is to get more supply on the market, which means to build more units. Some of these older, dilapidated buildings, the landlords can't even really keep up the maintenance anyway. So perhaps it's better that they be sold, redeveloped, and you could build more units with additional square footage. Same thing with 46 West 16th Street. You know, it is quite nice because the retail, as you can see, the newer retail storefronts look a lot more inviting, don't they? Which I'm sure is good for the businesses. And it looks like you have near full occupancy. And when you have business after business with a lot of their units filled, that actually attracts more customers. Nobody's going to want to shop in an area where everything is closed down and abandoned. So this is very, very positive. Looks like a ton of good food options too. We're now coming up on Malcolm X Boulevard. You can get the 1 train here, 116th Street. Or excuse me, the 2 and 3 trains. If I point the camera up, you can see some of those new developments as well. It's unique that you could see all of Midtown. The buildings are so tall that you can see Steinway Tower, 157, 53 West 53rd. Let me zoom in. It's pretty incredible. That's just how tall those buildings are. To give you an idea of the height. And it also gives you an idea of the elevation of Midtown compared to the elevation of Central Park and then up here in Harlem. So we're now more than halfway to the west side of Manhattan, in which case we'll walk down and go all the way back to 79th Street on the west side, so down Broadway. The next avenue is Adam Powell Jr. I used to live right off of 125th Street, and now there's even a Whole Foods up there now on 125. Check out this building. Almost kind of reminds you a little bit of the Flatiron style. Not quite, but beautiful nonetheless. We have the light. If you were to walk directly south, you'll hit right into Central Park, which would be 110th Street, Central Park North. There's tons of really nice biking paths, running paths. Lots of dedicated bike lanes. I'd say over the last 5 years, the biking infrastructure in New York City has improved significantly. Lots of mom and pop shops too, 99-cent stores. Looks like a good Mexican restaurant here. Barbershop. Pet food supply store. Petopia. You know, when you're walking around Midtown Manhattan, very, very seldom will you ever see mom and pop businesses, just because Midtown has really been cannibalized by big corporations. So it's kind of nice walking these neighborhoods to see a lot of the smaller businesses. It definitely has a lot more variety. Sometimes it can seem as if when you're walking around Midtown Manhattan, everything is very similar. Similar brands, similar like established restaurants, coffee shops, things like that. But there's more variety, I'd say, here of choice. Look at this, you got a halal meat market. Another bodega, a mini mart right on Frederick Douglass Boulevard. And again, this is 116th Street. You get the B and C trains. Last stop on the B is Brighton Beach in Brooklyn. You have Harlem Tavern right here. We're going to head one more over. And then we'll start headed downtown. Wow, this is a really beautiful block. This is Manhattan Avenue. This is now Morningside. You have Morningside Park here. You could actually take a shortcut through Morningside Park up to Columbia University, which is right around 116th Street. It's really quiet, very beautiful here. All right, we're now headed southbound. This is 114th Street. We have to go back to 110th and cut over to the further on the west side. Okay, 2 more blocks, walking south on Manhattan Avenue. Okay, we are now going to make a right. If you were to make a left, that would take you right to Central Park on Central Park West. This is the main entrance to Morningside Park. It's a pretty steep hill, so it's good to get exercise, to run up or bike, jogging. This is headed over towards the campus of Columbia University. Coming up on Morningside Drive, which actually turns into Columbus Avenue. Beautiful buildings here. Upper West Side has tons of restaurants. I've said it before, I think Amsterdam Avenue has the most variety. This is 1 Morningside Drive. We're gonna make a left here at the corner, but if you were to make a right, that will bring you to Columbia, which is an Ivy League school. I'd say Columbia and NYU are really the two most sought after colleges in New York City.
Different shipment like that, right?
This is now Manhattan's Upper West Side. And we will be walking down Amsterdam. This is almost like a little college town for the Columbia students. Lots of restaurants, lots of bars. Outdoor dining is quite nice. Looks like a vegetarian restaurant. You have more restaurants and taverns across the street. Again, a lot of pre-war architecture here. It's really a nice community feel. In Midtown, you could be lost in the chaos, as I like to say. But here it kind of feels like you're living in an actual community neighborhood. (108th Street, southbound.
$49.34.
Este manín está grabando, el manín no bulto.
Sushi place, Mexican place, breakfast tacos, quesadillas. And then you have Thai food right next to it. It's almost as if you can get food from every part of the world right on this block on the Upper West Side of Manhattan. This is awash Ethiopian food. This place looks good. Spanish food. Dry cleaners. Hey. Vietnamese food. This is now 105th Street. This is now 103rd Street. You can get the 1 train if you walk over one more avenue to Broadway. Here's another Chinese restaurant. So many places to eat on the Upper West Side, but my favorite places are in the 80s. You have Jacob's Pickle, which is fantastic. You have Sentai Comfort Food, which is really good. And also my favorite Japanese restaurant is Jin Ramen. I believe Jin Ramen is on 83rd Street in Amsterdam. West 102nd Street.
Hi, my mom thinks I'm like.
You're going to start to see more modern, taller buildings. Especially as you get to the 90s. I would say Broadway, 96th Street. Lots of new developments, new condos. All up and down Broadway. There's been many old parking garages that have been torn down and turned into new apartments, I should say more new supply for the neighborhood. Hopefully over time that'll help reduce some of the rents, more supply on the market. Here's an example right here on the corner of 100th Street. I believe there's even a Whole Foods if you walk one more avenue towards Central Park. You have everything. You have a Marshall's, you have a Bear Burger, Whole Foods. Just over the last 7 years, this neighborhood has been really transformed. See the foot traffic pick up. Everyone's getting out of school. This is St. Michael's Church right here in between 99th Street and 100th Street on Amsterdam. More delis here. This one looks relatively new.
Another one of the stalls.
This is now 96th Street. Two-way traffic east-west. You also get the 1, 2, and the 3 trains on Broadway. 2 and the 3 are express. 1 train is local.
So I was like, okay, no, then I will take by myself and, as you don't have something for yourself, I mean, you are not.
He's the outlier.
This is now West 94th Street. 86th Street is another two-way street. It'll go east to west. 86th, you can get the downtown or uptown 1 train.
Can I be in the video?
I know. Why is the blue or something? And how much are these school nights? They are already for these.
This is West 91st Street. This is a good restaurant on the corner. I forget the name. I went when I was freshman or sophomore in college. This is a good spot. Now officially in the 80s, West 89th Street and Amsterdam. There's a good coffee shop coming up called Joe's Coffee. And there's a good breakfast place called Good Enough to Eat, which is arguably one of the greatest breakfast places in the city. And school's getting out, so you have heavy traffic here. But even with the heavy traffic, it still feels rather quiet.
Back at Pearl. You know what I mean?
This is Barney Greengrass, right on the corner of West 86th Street and Amsterdam. Highly, highly recommend it. Check it out if you've never been here before. In between 86th and 87th, Barney Greengrass. All right, everyone, well, we made it to 86th Street. If you enjoyed that walking tour through Harlem, down through the Upper West Side of Manhattan, leave a like on the video, subscribe for more New York City walking tours, and we will see you in the next one. Thanks so much for watching.